from the good years of oil, and we lost the opportunity to build the economy. Now, as I said, I lived 10 years in China. There's a Chinese saying that says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. There's nothing we can do about what's happened in the past few years. We can't go and get that money back and reinvest it in those years. But we can do something going forward, and we have to do something going forward. Now, I promised you every bar on this chart was important. So if we look at this, the yellow bar are remittances. And Nigeria is one of the largest recipients of remittances. There are many Nigerians around the world who obviously love their homeland, love their family, want to invest in Nigeria. And the number we have is about $20 billion a year. And it's been stable even through the recession. And that sounds like good news. And it may be good news, but we're a little bit uncertain because if we're really honest, part of what's happened is in the last 18 months, when the parallel rate and the official rate have diverged, some of these remittances are round-tripping. So people have been able to obtain foreign currency at the official rate, they can round-trip it at the parallel rate and make a profit. So I'm not sure about the remittances. The smaller two bars, there's the red and the dark red, are foreign portfolio investment and foreign direct investment. So I promised you a talk about foreign investment in the country. We're coming to that stage now. And if we go back to 2012, we got about $20 billion, between $20 and $25 billion in direct and portfolio investment. And if you look carefully out there, in 2016, we got almost nothing. So the lines have come to that 0 point. I think in total maybe $3 billion. So we've had a collapse in direct investment and we've had a collapse in portfolio investment. Now I said earlier that we needed gross investment in the country of roughly 30% of GDP. Our internal resources give us gross investment of about 15. We have a gap that we do not save enough. We cannot save enough to be able to get that investment that's required to hit the 5, 6, 7% economic growth. If we don't close the gap with foreign investment, we will grow below our population growth rate, which will mean we will continue to get poorer and poorer and poorer, and poverty will increase. So the fact that this investment has collapsed is an issue for all of us. Now let me talk a little bit about direct and portfolio investment. And let me start with portfolio investment. So portfolio investment, foreign portfolio investment, is when someone outside the country buys stocks or bonds of listed companies or Nigerian federal government securities on there. Now, some people say we don't want foreign portfolio investment because we're worried that if we get foreign portfolio investment, the minute the winds change, it'll go out the other way. I think that's, in our view, an error. Our purpose is not to create an environment where people want to go in and out. Our purpose is to create an economy where we're a sink for investment. So it comes in and people are happy with their investment, more comes in, and it stays in our economy. And yes, one of the prices of getting them to invest is they have to be able to sell when they want to. But the truth is that investors need a place to invest. And if we make our country the best place to invest, the money will stay here. Now, one tangible issue with the foreign portfolio investment is interest rates. So people, I said I have a mortgage at 21%. We all lament the high cost of interest rates. Because interest rates are high, the CBN ends up creating special intervention windows to try to give agric or small and medium-sized enterprises a special deal. But why are interest rates high? Our interest rates are high because we don't have enough demand for our bonds, our government bonds. Why don't we have demand for our government bonds? Because no foreign buyer wants to buy our government bonds. So if foreign buyers wanted to buy our government bonds, interest rates, the price of the bonds would rise and interest rates would come down. But because we don't have enough domestic savings, and so the professor, I think, rightly pointed out, what's happening is, the entrepreneurial speaker, the Prince Bimbo, said very clearly, The federal government is crowding out private sector investment because of the 16% interest rates, because there's no foreign capital that's coming in to help drive those interest rates down. So we need the foreign capital to bring our interest rates down. Now, I promised to talk about direct investment as well. And I think that one of the things that I've observed in the country is that we talk a lot about small and medium enterprises being the backbone of the economy. And I think it's true. We have millions of small and medium enterprises, very critical. But the truth is, in our view, given the scale of Nigeria, what we need are investors that are prepared to put down billions of dollars and create large industries. So obviously, an old example is MTN. But if I had to give a more recent example, it's not just foreign investors, but domestic investors. I think Dangote represents what the country needs. Obviously with the cement business, where he was prepared to produce here, but now in the agric, producing rice, also in the refinery. He's prepared to put in billions of dollars that could actually change the payments balance. It can change the refining petroleum balance. And in fact, I think we should give a hand of applause to Mr. Dangote for having the courage to do that. But we don't need, Mr. Dangote Industries is not enough on its own. We need foreign players like GE, who are prepared to come in and put in billions of dollars. Olam is also a foreign player in the rice manufacturing. SAB Miller is coming in, prepared to invest it. We need to make the country attractive for the big players that are prepared to invest significant amount of money. And when they do that, of course, what happens is they create entire ecosystems, and the small and medium-sized enterprises emerge around them, as they did with Shell, for example, many fantastic indigenous companies on that. So we need the big anchors, and that's what we need to be attracting. So just one question. So we're not getting this investment. So why are we not getting this investment? I think that's what we need to really examine as a country, and we need to fix. This chart shows I'm sure people here have heard the term negative interest rates. So there's some countries in the world, when the government issues a bond, it pays a negative interest rate. Doesn't it seem like a very strange thing? So if I go to the Swiss government and I buy a bond for 1,000 Swiss francs, when it comes time to return my money, they give me 998 Swiss francs. Isn't that amazing? What this chart just showed, a little small as all the charts here, but it shows all the bonds in different countries that are negative interest rate territory. And basically, I don't know the number today, but let me say $30 trillion. So we have $30 trillion of investors' money that they're prepared to get a negative interest rate, and we need capital. And we only managed to get $1 billion of portfolio investment last year. So the point about this is the capital is there for us. We just need to make ourselves attractive as a destination for that capital. How do we do that? I think in our view there's two fundamental issues. The first issue is ease of doing business. You may have heard the headline number that we rank 169th in the world in ease of doing business out of 190 countries. I tend to think of it more about big countries. You know,